In the magnificent kingdom of Vidya, known for its prosperity and peace, there lived a king named Janaka. He was wise, noble, and deeply respected by his people. His court was grand, his treasury overflowing, and his armies strong. Yet, despite all this glory, King Janaka felt a quiet emptiness within him, a feeling that all his wealth and power could not satisfy. Even in the middle of royal celebrations or important court meetings, Janaka would sometimes find himself lost in thought. A silent question kept rising in his heart: what is the truth of this life? Who am I, beyond this body and this crown? What remains when everything else is gone? This deep yearning for truth became stronger with time. Though he was a king, Janaka's heart was that of a seeker. He wasn't attached to his royal identity. He knew that the body ages, names are forgotten, and riches fade. But something, he felt, must remain unchanged, and he longed to know what that was. So, he began to invite sages, scholars, and spiritual seekers from across the land to his court. He listened to their teachings, asked questions, and offered great respect. But though many were wise and well-versed in scripture, none could truly satisfy the burning desire in his soul for real, direct knowledge of the self, the Atman. Determined to discover the highest truth, Janaka organized a great spiritual assembly. He invited the brightest minds and deepest thinkers of the time to participate. To encourage sincere sharing of wisdom, he promised a grand reward, 1,000 cows, each with gold tied to its horns, to the one who could offer the deepest knowledge, the knowledge of the self. Among those who arrived was a renowned sage named Yajnavalkya. Calm, fearless, and sharp in intellect, Yajnavalkya was unlike others. His wisdom came not just from learning, but from deep inner experience. Without hesitation or need for approval, Yajnavalkya calmly instructed his student to take the herd of cows, signaling his confidence that he would share the highest truth. This bold act surprised the court and irritated the other scholars. Many challenged him, questioning how he could claim the reward without offering his teachings first. But one by one, Yajnavalkya answered every challenge. His clarity was like sunlight that gently, yet firmly, dissolved all shadows of doubt. His words were not meant to impress, but to reveal. His knowledge was not for display, but born of realization. The court slowly fell silent. Even the proudest scholars sat in shock, unable to dispute his answers. It became clear to all that Yajnavalkya's understanding came from a space far deeper than intellect. Though the assembly had quieted and the scholars had fallen into silence, King Janaka's heart remained restless. The words of Yajnavalkya had stirred something deep within him, but the final knot of doubt had not yet been loosened. The king felt a yearning not just to understand, but to realize. He no longer stood as a monarch before a sage. In that sacred moment, all titles fell away. He was simply a seeker, open, humble, and hungry for truth. With a steady voice, Janaka turned to Yajnavalkya. He spoke not with authority, but with reverence. He said he had listened to every answer and had been moved by the clarity and brilliance of the sage's words. But now, he had just one question, the question that burned in his soul: what is the self? What is that, knowing which, nothing else remains to be known? Yajnavalkya nodded gently. His presence was calm and centered, like a still lake. He spoke not to impress, but to awaken. With deliberate words, he began to guide the king inward. He asked the king to imagine the world when the sun sets. What gives us light then? The king replied, the moon. Yajnavalkya continued, and when the moon is absent? The king thought and answered, then fire gives us light. Yajnavalkya pressed further, and when even fire is not present? The king paused, considering deeply. Then, he said, it is through speech we guide each other with words. But Yajnavalkya was leading him deeper still. And when words fall silent, when all outer lights are gone, what remains to guide you then? A hush fell over the room. The king closed his eyes, drawn inward by the question. In that stillness, he found his answer, not in thought, but in experience. Only the self remains, he said softly. That inner light, the one that never fades. Yajnavalkya smiled, the smile of a teacher whose student had seen a glimpse of truth. He affirmed the king's realization and said, "When the self is known, sorrow ends. Just as rivers, though separate, lose their names when they merge into the ocean, all your desires dissolve in the vastness of the self. That is freedom. That is peace." A single tear rolled down Janak's cheek. He wasn't crying from sadness, but from recognition. He had heard many teachings before, but this time he felt the truth. He closed his eyes, and for the first time, he didn't feel like a king or a seeker. He felt like awareness itself, unmoving, eternal, free. From that moment, King Janak became transformed. He continued to rule, to serve his people, and to fulfill his duties as a king, but within, he remained untouched by success or failure, joy or sorrow. He became known not only as a great ruler but as a Jivanmukta, a liberated soul who lives in the world, yet is not bound by it. Sage Yajnavalkya, having fulfilled his role, quietly departed, without fanfare, without attachment. He had lit the flame of knowledge in one more heart, and knew that was enough. The story of King Janak and Sage Yajnavalkya became a guiding light for generations to come. It taught the world that liberation is not only for monks or hermits. Even a king, living in the midst of responsibility and luxury, can realize the highest truth if his heart is sincere and his longing is pure. This story is inspired by the profound conversations between King Janak and Sage Yajnavalkya, found in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, particularly in chapter 4, Brahman 3. In these sacred verses, Yajnavalkya reveals to King Janak the ultimate truth of the self, the Atman, describing it as the inner light that shines even when all other lights are gone. He declares, Ātmaiva jyotiḥ, the self is the light. To know this self is to rise above all ignorance, to see through the illusion of separateness, and to awaken to the truth that lies within. It is the highest realization, for when this self is known, nothing else remains to be known. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful wisdom from the Upanishads. Your support helps keep these timeless teachings alive and accessible to everyone. If you'd like to support our work and help us continue creating meaningful content, you can make a contribution through PayPal. Even a small donation goes a long way in helping us continue creating high-quality, enlightening content for you. The link is in the pinned comment and in the description. Your support truly makes a difference. Thank you for being part of this journey. See you in the next video.